Shout out to Tom Phillips. It's Taboo Tuesday. We live in LA. We're getting together this energy. Big shout out to Next Chapter. Love to all and watching. Like and sub.
You heard it that time? Is it picking up the mic? Alright. Yeah. Some days I go insane.
Big shout out to D Marble in the building. Big shout out to Shay Smith. What's going on, Shay Smith? I hope y'all been having fun dispelling these eclipse myths. I saw the eclipse from El Paso, Texas. I creeped over to Mexico for a split second. That's right. Thank you, Tom Phillips. Like, share, and subscribe as you come in. Please share this with your friends. Of course, get ready for get ready for Venice Beach. Get ready for Santa Monica. For anybody who is looking on and not chatting, please make sure you also subscribe to D Marble. Tom Phillips and Shay Smith, you won't go wrong with D Marble. With an iPhone, we can dispel millions of myths. So we're building up the energy slowly right now. But this episode is all about energy.
Oh, good. If I could change the things, like a little change in the politics to rearrange, and change my mind, I could change the outcome of what I try to do, because things is done, and then the past is already the past. But looking over my shoulder, I used to be, now I'm a little older, so I learned from my mistakes. I thought this whole ain't paved in stones. I thought this path ain't paved with a yellow brick road. I'm a dude that was told by the men that were older, but now I'm making my own sense. I'm older. Wise and where's and where's.
Yes, we gotta like and support everyone in this family. See, because sometimes you could find yourself out there alone. You see the type of content we'll be providing. Like, really, this is going to take over Hollywood. What's going on, Bill Hicks Jr.? You never had a wrench. Bill Hicks Jr., you're the most devoted person I've ever known, man. Bill Hicks Jr., I'm thinking about giving you a wrench really bad, man, but just make sure you know that we're looking out for you. Nobody bully Bill Hicks Jr. Shout out to Infinite Amp.
this merry-go just don't want to go around.
We're gonna build this energy,
So I'm gonna re-up and
surely but slowly. We got 7 people already watching.
I can make
Please like and subscribe.
$1,000,000 and I can bring in my friends and then make rich.
Share this with your friends. If you have Twitter, tweet this out really quickly. We don't want anyone to miss this energy episode.
Together. I thought we was black folks like
Nightbot in the building.
I thought it was tough like that. But we've been more clever trying to figure out the way to
D Marble is actually a celebrity. Anybody with over 10,000 subscribers in my world is like a celebrity. Energy. Ping D. That's how you say flat earth in Chinese. Ping D. That sounds kind of cool, huh? Ping D. Ch. Ping D. Ch. Flat lives matter. Yeah, guys, I got a lot of nice photos of Arizona, New Mexico. More evidence to add to the bag. We're surrounded by mountains, talking to accountants. Meanwhile, it's all amounting up to a nice amount. When moving on then, we'll go ahead and dive right in. We got a lot more to do this evening. So it says, Sun Tzu said, the control of a large force is the same principle as the control of a few men. It is merely a question of dividing up their numbers. That is to say that if we are able to come together like we've come together, all 10 of us, all 20 of us, and we could manage to operate, if we follow the same principles that we follow here, we could easily become 200. Energy. Build up the energy. If y'all don't hear that live band in the background, I just don't know what to say. As a matter of fact, we're going to do a sound check. I want everybody in the chat room to put up a number 1 if you can hear the band in the background. All right. They hear you. They hearing y'all. Building up this energy. I'm going to continue on. So it says to say, fighting with a large army under your command is no wise different from fighting with a small one. It is merely a question of instituting signs and signals. Signs and signals. If you guys know a lot about music, you might be able to easily detect signs and signals in music. But some of you probably don't know the difference between B flat and A minor. So you might not pick up on every sign and signal that is translated. But it's not about being all deep. It's just knowing that you have options, knowing what you can work with.
Llewellyn von Hellen.
Muddy Fish, I don't know what you said, but Nightbot does not play around. He kills bugs. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the theme song real quick. D Marble, you play bass? We might need a bass player. Call him D Sharp. Make your way out here to LA, man. We'll make our way out to you. We're going to be seeing the aurora borealis. So everyone, if you'd like to join us on that journey to the aurora borealis sometime later this year, please make sure you contact me. We're not going to be programming much music tonight. Just going to let it ride. Let's go ahead and move on with the art of war. So it says to ensure that your whole army may withstand the brunt of the enemy's attack and remain unshaken. This is effected by maneuvers, direct and indirect. That is to say, whenever anyone wants to come against our mode. And we're using the art of war not from the perspective of a military. We're using it more so from the perspective of a company, of a business, of a promotion, and as scientists. All right. Going on, it says that the impact of your army may be like a grindstone dashed against an egg. This is affected by the science of weak points and strong points. How many of you know about the myth of Achilles? Achilles of Troy. Yeah, we're just having a chill evening. I wanted to go ahead and get the Art of War 5 done because I know that if this work is not shared and we don't get this as a foundation as we move forward, we might not necessarily be in the best position because the authority is coming into our hands. For those who don't know, knowledge is power. Power is authority. As our knowledge increases, so does our power. So if you're on this channel, you're gaining knowledge. You're becoming more powerful. You got to get ready to. You have to make sure that you're ready to. I got 2 mics running, y'all. Anyhow, here we go. Reading it one more time, that the impact of your army may be like a grindstone dashed against an egg. This is affected by the science of weak points and strong. As you look throughout the whole United States, you see that there are certain weak points and strong points. You have certain mountains, you have certain valleys. You could say that a valley or a river is somewhat of a weak point, maybe, but you could definitely say that a mountain would be a strong point. But as you go different distances from mountains, you're able to say, okay, the shape of the earth must be this way if this mountain looks this way from this certain distance. So I want to encourage all of you, if you know of any mountains in your area, start playing around with the mountains. See how tall it looks from where you stand. Find the weak points and strong points of your arguments. In all fighting, the direct method may be used for joining battle, but indirect methods will be needed in order to secure victory. Steadily develop indirect tactics, either by pounding the enemy's flanks or falling on his rear. A brilliant example of an indirect tactic was used by Lord Roberts, and it decided the fortune of a campaign. I think it's the thing that won the Afghan War. So that is to say, indirect tactics, efficiently applied, are inexhaustible as heaven and earth. Unending as the flow of rivers and streams, like the sun and the moon, they end but to begin anew. Like the 4 seasons, they pass away to return once more. Here we simply have an expression, a figurative language of almost the infinite resource of a great leader. So with our tactics, with the infinite plane and the flat earth, we have to know and we have to be conscious and aware of whether or not we're using direct tactics or indirect tactics. All right. The point of the matter is, we know that what we're talking about is true. We don't need to argue it. So we're going to continue on where it says that there are not more than 5 musical notes. Yet the combination of these 5 give rise to more melodies that can ever be heard. And that's the Chinese perspective of music. From the United States perspective of music, or the Western perspective, there are 12 notes, or really 7 notes, and 5 half steps. But see, I don't know if everybody's ready for us to go into the music portion of this training. I want to check with the chat room and make sure everybody's doing all right. Big shout out to Unplugged Reality. Big shout out to Bill Hicks Jr. Make you famous, huh? I'll have you in the Hollywood Walk of Fame in no time.
That's where you should have went. Yes. Next time.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some live streaming, people. We're going to share a lot of these experiences with you. We want to let everybody know that we're real too. But we're bringing these images to you so you can get your strong and proper knowledge. And you don't have to apply this information just towards the flat earth and look like some kind of crazy person. Even though we already know what it is, what the truth is, we don't need to argue with people. We don't need to debate about the truth. We can use more of our indirect tactics. All right? There are not more than 5 primary colors: blue, yellow, red, white, and black. Yet, in combination, they produce more hues than can ever be seen. We have to learn to break things down into simpler forms so that people who are not able to understand more complicated statements, we need to keep things simple. That's how we make music. We keep things simple. There are not more than 5 cardinal tastes: sour, acrid, salt, sweet, bitter. Yet combinations of them yield more flavors that can ever be tasted. That's another thing on Flat Earth. We gotta eat. When we meet up, we're eating, people, every time. How many eaters do we have out there? Flat Earth has to make sure we have our food strong.
Three sounds. That one. That one is.
Used to be a tech channel. Then I woke up all the way. I used to be a tech channel as well. I'm a Python developer. I'm still a tech channel. It's just that when you really use the tech and you are able to decipher the reality, I mean, we got to talk about the biggest subject. It's overarching. I'm knocking this part out so that we can get into the more interesting things.
Babysit stuff. First off. It's not a microphone. Microphone check.
That's all good. We're going to be releasing the app and the cryptocurrency very shortly. All right. We're going to be continuing on with our energy program very, very shortly. Everything Slove, how are you, Miss Lady? I'm going to go ahead and make you a moderator. You know, we have to have a a strong army of moderators. A wrench society is a polite society. Unplugged reality, I've seen you enough places, you're going to be a moderator too. Bill Hicks Jr., you're good. No one's going to mess with you, but I'm not giving you a wrench.
That's Joe. I think I should let you snare in somewhere.
Big shout out to Project Frequency, Flat Earth, California. Well, now that Project Frequency is here, I'll continue on. We just went over the 5 tastes. In battle, there are not more than 2 methods of attack: the direct and the indirect. Yet these two in combination give rise to an endless series of maneuvers. This is what they call binary in computer. So if we want a group of people to understand a certain thought, we could either give the thought to them directly, or we can hand it to them indirectly. Shout out to next chapter. Next chapter. I'm gonna go ahead and make next chapter moderator. A wrench society is polite society. I don't want anything that he has to say to be blocked. If Project Frequency loves you, then you know Llewellyn von Hellen loves you.
This bass. And no, don't step on the gravel. Just hold it. Yeah, brother. Yeah, but slower, like you had.
So we have to learn to understand our attacks or our ideas or our arguments or our positions as either indirect or direct. The direct and the indirect lead to each other in turn. It is like moving in a circle. You never come to an end. Who can exhaust the possibilities of their combination? The onset of troops is like the rush of a torrent, which will even roll stones along in its course. The quality of decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon, which enables it to strike and destroy its victim. Now, I want to note that the Chinese here is tricky, and a certain word in the context is used. It defies the best efforts of just about any translator. So, you know, I'm going to take this opportunity and give a shout out to big no Apex in the building. Direct samurai, indirect shinobi. I like that. I like that. I like that. Direct is the samurai, indirect is the shinobi. That's a very important factor. You would think that no Apex has already been down the 9 halls. After we get done with this series, people, we're going to go into the 9 halls. The shinobi are mostly in the, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th halls. The samurai, they mastered the first 5. So anyhow, we're going to keep on going. We just about done now. We're going to do this and then let's see. Therefore, the good fighter will be terrible in his onset and prompt in his decision. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow. decision to the releasing of a trigger. Amid the turmoil and tumult of battle, there may be seeming disorder and yet no real disorder at all. Amid confusion and chaos, your array will be without head or tail, yet it will be proof against defeat. Shout out to the few. That's right, to the few. Simulated disorder postulates perfect discipline. Simulated fear postulates courage. Simulated weakness postulates strength. Hiding order beneath the cloak of disorder is simply a question of subdivision. Concealing courage under a show of timidity presupposes a fund of latent energy. Masking strength with weakness is to be affected by tactical dispositions. That was the last episode. Thus one who is actually skillful in keeping the enemy on the move maintains deceitful appearances according to which the enemy will act. He sacrifices something that the enemy may snatch at it. By holding out baits, he keeps him on the march. Then with the body of picked men, he lies in wait for him. The clever combatant looks to the effect of combined energy and does not require much from individuals. We can't require too much for everybody in the family. We work together. We create energy and make everybody's job way easier. We're going to be introducing the animal totems real soon. Everybody's going to be able to connect with whatever animal spirit is meant for them. You might be a wolf. Hopefully you are, at least part wolf. Because they know how to really bring their energy together. When he utilizes combined energy, his fighting men become, as it were, like unto rolling logs or stones. For it is the nature of a log or stone to remain motionless on level ground. Let me repeat that. For it is the nature of a log or stone to remain motionless on level ground. Shout out to the Flat Earth Society, or the Infinite Plane Society. And to move when on the slope, if four-cornered, to come to a standstill. But if round-shaped, to go rolling down. Flat Earth Art of War 5. Energy. Someone highlight the number 22. Because this is actually verse 22 where Flat Earth is proven. Thus the energy developed by good fighting men as in the momentum of round stones rolled down a mountain thousands of feet in height. So much of the subject of energy. It's a lot on that. But we're going to leave it right there. Like, subscribe. We're going to continue this live stream. We're actually going to do Flat Earth Art of War 6. About a day or two. I thank everybody for checking in, and I'll catch up with you later. Big up. That's right, Leopard. Peace, peace.